Hi everybody, hope you all had a great week. This week we celebrated Ben's 22nd birthday. Yay! I gotta say there was a time where I wasn't sure how many birthdays we'd have left to celebrate because it was pretty scary stuff. Every year on his birthday I reflect as the mom, and I consider it to be my birthday also. And I've been thinking a lot about what's happened over the years with Ben. And number one, this last year, Ben has come a long way. It's been amazing. So I thought I would just give you a little brief history because maybe some of you can relate if you have a child or a loved one that has mental health issues or has addiction issues. I was just going to share my history with Ben and some of the signs that maybe you see if you have younger children, and just to be aware. It started 22 years ago. Ben's birth was not an easy birth. And I have read some studies that if you do have a difficult birth, that there may be some residual effects from it. I can tell you with Ben, it was very, very challenging in that he did not want to come out into this world. Not to get too graphic, but there was like over 3 hours of pushing. They had to use a vacuum to try to get him out because he was stuck in the birth canal. And when he finally did decide to come out, he literally was a bouncing baby boy. He had the cord wrapped around his neck. He had turned blue, and he had a cone head from the vacuum. I did get some confirmation over the years with all the hospitalizations that Ben has had. We did meet at one point with an occupational therapist, and she did say that the birth did affect him. So that was a bit of confirmation. I had a weird feeling. And we've since heard people talking that using a vacuum is not a good thing. I don't want to scare anybody, but these are our experiences. So that was Ben's birth 22 years ago, very challenging. And as he grew up, he was a bit delayed in his walking and talking. Nothing major, nothing that you would think, oh, we should be concerned. When he was 2 years old, he was a headbanger. And that he's carried on into his adult life. That is a sign of something, I believe, because when he was 2, we also brought him to the doctor because we were concerned. He would bang his head so many times that he would actually walk around with a goose egg for most of his toddler years. When we did go to the doctor just suggested, just make sure you protect him. He will grow out of it. Well, as it turned out, he didn't really, because when he was going through his addiction and mental health issues, one of the things, actually to this day, sometimes Ben will bang his head because out of frustration. I'm not really sure, but just some things, to look out for. Then he went to school, of course, and we spoke of this in past videos. He did have a number of learning differences, so he did struggle through school. It wasn't easy, and that brings on the anxiety and the depression. And he is ADHD, and I found it was, they say boys are challenging to begin with. So when he's your only boy, and you have a daughter before that, you don't really know what challenging is. But looking back now, he was a handful. He was very busy. He had to be kept busy all the time, which, I found it a challenge. It kept me busy too. So that's when he was young and in school. While he was in school also, he was not a bad boy. He was a good boy. He did not like trouble. So, he kind of blended in, and it wasn't like, he didn't bring attention to himself. So, take it for what it's worth. Anyway, learning differences, ADHD, a little bit of depression, and we did get help the best we could. And also, because you have nothing to compare it to, you're not really sure how much is affecting them. And as he grew older, of course, it affected him in that, you know, he started to smoke weed when he was 14 years old, 13, 14, something like that. And I remember when I first discovered he was high, I asked him, you know, why'd you do it? And he said it made him feel better. So, you know, and I have learned a lot over the years that addiction and mental illness go hand in hand. They call it a concurrent disorder. There is something to that. There are a lot of studies, and I think it's so important to bring awareness. And so I'm going to continue talking about it, and I'm hoping that you will talk about it, and let's get it out there. We need more support. It is not easy getting support. But skipping ahead, today, Ben does have support, and like I said, he's been doing really well. He's been clean for over 4 months since his last relapse. We were talking, really, it's like 7 months, because it's that first 3 months, it didn't get erased. It really helped him to get to where he is today. And he has been out of the hospital, which is fantastic. So he's doing well. And you know, what we're doing now is that he has support. He has an addiction worker, and he has a mental health worker. He meets with both of them every week. He's really working towards being independent. He's also learning to set boundaries with his friends. Like, he's moving forward, and it's been amazing, and I'm so proud of him. And I'm just so happy we celebrated his birthday. I'm sure we'll have another celebration, because that's what we do. And I'm saying this because where there is breath, there is hope. I know we say that all the time, but it's so true, because like I said earlier, there was a time where I wasn't sure how many more birthdays we would celebrate. So every birthday is a bonus. Just celebrate the small successes. So Ben is learning a lot lately. It's those baby steps, and we celebrate those small successes, because one small change makes a huge difference. And yes, we have stepped back. We have taken steps backwards, but we then, you know, continue to move forward. And like Ben says, it's not a mistake. It's a lesson. If you learn from it, it's not a mistake. So that's where we're at. We're just going to keep moving forward. And when he was a full-blown addict, you know, I used to tell him, you know, it takes a village. It really does. And I would have friends that I would email or text, you know, please say prayers for Ben. He's in the hospital. Please say prayers for Ben. He's missing, you know, and I believe in the power of prayer. So, you know, I talk to Ben all the time about that. And one of his goals this year is to go to our family picnic. We have had, oh gosh, it's over 40 family picnics. It's like the 45th, I don't know, I can't remember how many years, but it's my side of the family, and in the summer we meet every year. It's people that you might not see all year, but it's something to look forward to. And this is one of Ben's goals, to go to the family picnic, because he hasn't been there in a couple years. The last time I took him, it was not good, and we had to leave early, and he really wants to go this year. So if he keeps on this path, he will be going, and to all my family that are there. I'm talking, there's like 200, 300 people at these family gatherings annually, which is great. We are so blessed. Ben wants to show people I'm a success, and you know, because I know that they would celebrate with him. I know a lot of them watch these videos and have been following, and know Ben, of course, and wish him all the best. A lot of them didn't know where we were at until we started these videos. So it's fantastic that, you know, we're doing this, because I believe in the power of prayer, and I thank you all for your support. I thank you all for positive feedback. Ben thanks you. Yeah, he's doing really well, really well. We're just going to keep moving forward, and the goal is to go to the family picnic this summer. So stay tuned. And I just want to leave you with a few things. If you have young children right now and you don't have any of these issues, yay, that's great. Just remember, the kids learn what they see. And one thing I found with Ben, he still has the family values. Like, that's what he wants. He wants family. He sees me setting boundaries for myself and treating myself well. And he's learning from that. And I see it in him now, today. And it's fantastic. So I wish you all the best. Teach your kids by example. Set your boundaries. Take care of yourself. And let's keep talking about mental health. Let's keep talking about addiction. Let's spread the word that these are people. Addiction and mental health does not discriminate. Let's stick together. Let's move forward. And remember, where there is breath, there is hope. I wish you guys all a fantastic week. Again, like, share, subscribe, do what you want. I send you all my love. Be safe, be smart. Thank you. Take care.